What was your most low effort, desperate, Hail Mary attempt to get laid that you were surprised actually worked? After having a single cup of coffee with her at an IHOP, I said wanna go back to my place and see how long it takes my tongue to get tired. Completely to my amazement, she said yep, I do, and we went back to my ghetto flat and got grungy. After my first marriage ended, I learned that being direct worked a lot better than beating around the bush. Maybe not this direct at first, lol, but I got much better results just saying what I was after, rather than promising a relationship that I had no intention of maintaining. It's so hard for me to read this any other way than he just never seemed able to get it in. Back in my young dating days I would just say straight out, I have a really fun time hanging out with you. I'm not really looking for a relationship, but if you would still like to hang out with me, that would be awesome. Worked so many times, and it felt good to be honest. A couple times it worked into a relationship and others it was a nice way to get out of said situation. I always prefer if someone is direct and straight, instead of wasting my time. I'd love it if more people would play with open cards. I had recently gotten this girl's number, and we had flirted a few times. I called her one night and she didn't answer. I left a message on her machine because it was that long ago, but she called me back a few hours later while I was out at a bar with some friends. I asked if she wanted to meet us, and she said she had to pick up a friend from the airport the next day. I said I live closer to the airport than you, and I have an alarm clock. We were in my bed having amazing sex like 4 hours later. But like, did she pick up her friend on time? She did not. Her friend took a taxi. I called in sick to work, and we spent a good portion of the day in my bed smoking weed and f***ing. Damn, I haven't thought about that second part of the story in a long time. Thanks for jogging a fun memory. So, not a very good friend. Extenuating circumstances. I'm sure they understood. I'd still be kinda pissed though. Oh, without a doubt. I would be too. I was mostly joking. Man, I think we'd all forgive a friend in that situation. No friend is better than an old goodie. She did not reply of the day. Once, in a very drunken stupor, I said to a girl, "You know what I like about you? You're a bear. I'm a bear. I just want to spend the weekend with you, running around the jungle, trying to steal picnic baskets, while being driven home by my buddy, who witnessed the entire calamity." The girl sent me a text. How could I say no to that sales pitch? Tomorrow at 9. My buddy looked me square in my drunken eyes and said, "I can't believe this. I'm going to drive this car right off a bridge." Did your buddy drove the car off the bridge? Yes, Op died. May his soul rest in peace. I would like to say something about Opus. Once, in a very drunken stupor, he said to a girl, "This was the actual start of my best man speech." At a party back in college, and wandered to the basement to hide my jacket from being stolen. Two of my friends happened to be down there shagging and ask if I could grab them a condom. Sarcastically replies, "Only if you let me join in as well." And that, my friends, was how my first threesome started. It always surprises me how different my college experience was from everyone I've met since. Anyhow, congrats. I had a lot of fun and still really didn't take full advantage. But I met my wife and that might not have happened if I was busy with the several other chicks I had a chance with, but wasn't that into. Dorm life and fraternity parties get crazy. I was in college, my freshman year, and was sitting in the common/cafeteria building with a guy I had met a few weeks earlier. We were both just sitting there in a back corner making rude/lewd comments about basically every girl we saw. Fast forward about 40 minutes and we both spot a girl sitting at a table with her friends, and he gets me. I can't get her number in 20 minutes. I wait for one of the seats to clear, walk over, stop her mid-conversation, extend my hand and say hi. "I'm an a**hole. Can I get your number?" Not only did I get a number, but I dated her for 2 years until she cheated on me and left me for the previously mentioned guy. Nothing about her was worth it, but it did prove a point at the time. So, this is one of those stories where everyone is terrible and bad things happen to everyone, and in the end it's just a reminder that life sucks and then you die. You wrote Wuthering Heights in 7 lines. Was it Wuthering Heights? Or was it Animal House? Animal House is Wuthering Heights. Maybe? Sounds legit. at a friend's college graduation bash. The house was basically split into two halves, the party side, with the beer pong table, stripper pole, loud music, and whatnot, and the quiet side, where people could go to just relax and chill out. Having just smoked my first bowl in several months, I was taking it easy in the quiet side, and a quartet of girls I barely knew were having a conversation that somehow turned to pubic hair grooming. One of the gals mentioned that she was currently keeping an all-natural look. I chimed in, mentioning that I had not yet been with someone who rocked a natural bush, and asked if I could see it, which I probably never would have done had I not been thoroughly baked. She said sure, and we went up to the bathroom where she pulled down her panties and hiked up her skirt, and yada yada yada. We wound up boning in the garage. So wait, why did you go to the garage if you were already alone? Someone else came along and needed to use the bathroom for toilet stuff, necessitating our hasty exit. Walked up to a woman in a bar, whose name I didn't know, didn't say hi, and asked, do you want to get out of here? I got her name the next morning and immediately forgot it. You got some chops, bruh. I salute you. Crazy thing is, this can actually work. My friends and I have a game where we go out and dare each other to go up to babes and say absolutely ludicrous lines. If we out on the dare, we have to buy each other drinks, so there's no out. You'd be surprised how often the stupid lines work. I'm starting this game. It's patented, bruh. No can do. Okay, so this line up here // just popped as soon as I clicked reply. Don't know why. Now I guess I'm gonna have to use it as a crazy pickup line. I met a woman at a sold out concert. I was in line to buy any returned tickets. She was ahead of me to sell back an extra ticket for her friend that couldn't come. We chatted in line, and I just offered to buy her ticket. The seating was assigned, so of course, I was sitting next to her for the concert. Afterward, I offered to take her out for a drink as thanks. She was in town, London, just for the weekend for the concert and to see some friends, so was staying at a hotel near the concert venue. I walked her to the hotel and said goodbye, even though we had good chemistry that evening. About half an hour later, I texted her, saying something like, I wish I had asked to come in with you, instead of just saying goodbye. She replied a bit later something like, me too. This was about midnight. A few hours later, around 4 or 5 in the morning, she texted me again just saying something like, come to me. I did. Kind of the other way around. But when I was dating an ex, we had a neighbor who also shopped at our store who was absolutely gorgeous. Still tension between us two was always bothering my ex. He was the hottest man around, complete turn on. And then when my ex was having another hissy fit and broke up with me about absolutely nothing for a day, he and I were joking outside. Natural sexual tension was there like it usually was. And he made a joke about being hungry, but not wanting to order pizza by himself. I told him to order pizza for us too. He then told me he won't eat pizza with me without because we all know pizza is better after. To whom I replied, just carry me up and do me good. I'll order you a pizza after. He looked at me thinking I was joking, grabbed my hand, still thinking I was joking, realized that I wasn't, threw me over his shit, literally, and carried me up to his apartment. And well, we also had pizza. I was at a bar in Bahrain. After getting significantly drunk, I was being flirty with this girl for a while that was about to leave. Right after she does, another girl comes up to me and shoves her drink in my face. After I finish it, I tell her, well, you better kiss me after that. She did, and 5 minutes later we were headed to her apartment, where I proceed to get fed drinks and some really good food by the woman and her 2 roommates/sisters. I'm not really sure which. After this we all go to bed, and I have an even better night than I had been having. Woke up the next morning to a plate of food and some water. Finished that and headed back to my hotel across the city before they could figure out where it was. I think they were trying to score a husband for their sister that night. Quite late to the party, so no idea if anyone will even see, but back circa 2010 to 2013 I hosted a party for some reason or another. Might have been street Patty's Day, but who knows. I was living in SW at the time and my place was the place to be for parties due to the large base of friends. Anyways, a buddy of mine brought a girl as tried ridiculously desperate attempts to get even a kiss from her. Later that evening, ended up striking up a convo with her that lasted multiple hours. Ended up chatting in my room with the door open, and buddy was trying to sneakily peek in on us by doing some sort of laying on the ground on the floor in the hallway. He ended up ditching her at my place, and I offered for her to sleep in my bed with me. Was still of the mindset of just being friendly and not trying anything. She agrees, but I tell her that I have a no jeans in the bed policy and offer her some sweats/PJ pants. We settle down, and she ends up running her hands around my waistband area. It then strikes me that maybe she's TTF, and I ask her if this was normal or if she was looking for something. She said she was looking for something. Game on. She left before I woke up the next morning, BC of work or something.